In this video, I'm going to explain the principle of moments. The principle of moments states that when an object is in equilibrium, the sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anticlockwise moments. Note that the principle of moments is in two parts. The first part, when an object is in equilibrium, it only holds for an object in equilibrium. The sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anticlockwise moments. So you should present both the parts if this question happens to be examined. Now, mathematically, we are saying the term sum means total. So total clockwise moments is equal to total anticlockwise moments. In the previous class, we were dealing with types of moments where we identified the clockwise moments and anticlockwise moments. In this particular class, now we are going to equate the two to check whether a system is in equilibrium or not. The symbol for sum is here. So sum of clockwise moments is equal to sum of anticlockwise moments. For example, we have this lever which is at equilibrium. The sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anticlockwise moments once it's in equilibrium. So if this is in equilibrium, we are saying the sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anticlockwise moments. Now, clockwise moments, we just have one force providing one moment. Anticlockwise moments, we have one force providing one moment. Hence, in this particular case, we can say force 1 times distance 1 constituting the sum on one side is equals to force 2 times distance 2 constituting the moment in the other side. When applying the principle of moments, consider the following steps. The first thing you need to do is to identify the pivot around which moments will be calculated. Most of the questions which will be examined, you are required to identify the pivot so that you identify which ones are contributing in the clockwise direction, which ones are contributing in the anti-clockwise direction. Once that is found, calculate all the clockwise moments and add them up to determine the sum of clockwise moments. Remember, we're saying the sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anti-clockwise moments. Once you identify clockwise moments, add them together so that we get the sum of clockwise moments. Add them. This is key. The third thing is calculate all the anti-clockwise moments and add them up. Remember, we're looking for the sum to determine the sum of anti-clockwise moments. Once this is done, for a lever to be at equilibrium, for an object to be at equilibrium, the sum of clockwise moments must be equal to the sum of anticlockwise moments. So you equate the two. Equate the sum of clockwise moments to the sum of anticlockwise moments. Then you finally solve your equation to find the requirement of the question or the unknown. Let's use an example to concretize this idea. The diagram below shows an adult and a child sitting on opposite sides of a seesaw that is balanced on a central pivot. The moment they just say it is balanced, they are saying it is in equilibrium. It is in equilibrium. Therefore, the sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anti-clockwise moments. This term balanced is the root permit to using the principle of moments. The principle of moments says when an object is in equilibrium, they have said it's balanced. In other words, they are saying it's in equilibrium. So we can safely use the principle of moments. Calculate the distance x. For us to find the distance s, we employ the principle of moments. Principle of moments. Why is it so? It's balanced. Very important. So let's solve this problem. The diagram below shows an adult and a child sitting on opposite sides of a seesaw that is balanced on a central pivot. Calculate the distance x of the child from the pivot. So we have two moments. We have force 1 in the clockwise direction times distance 1 in the clockwise direction, and the force 2 in the anti-clockwise direction times distance 2 in the anti-clockwise direction. So we can safely say force 1 times distance 1 is equals to force 2 times distance 2. Why? It is balanced, it is in equilibrium. Now, with this, let's do our substitution. Force 1, it's 140 newtons times distance 1, it's x. That's what we're looking for. Is equal to, since it's balanced, force 2, it's 690 newtons times distance 2, which is 0.3 meters, because the adult is 0.3 from the pivot. So we are going to have 140x is equals to 690 times 0.3. We are going to get 207. We divide this side by 140. We divide this side by 140 so that we can get our x is equal to 1.48 meters. Now we are allowed to give it to two significant figures, which is approximately equal to 1.5 meters. So the child is located 1.5 meters from the pivot. Here is a practice question for you. The diagram below shows a beam being kept in equilibrium. The moment they just say kept in equilibrium, they are giving us the passport to using the principle of moments by a system of a boy, a girl, and a bag. If the bag is removed, the beam topples towards the girl. State two conditions that are necessary for the beam to remain in equilibrium. Very important question which is frequently asked in exams. Show that the weight of the bag is 281 newtons. So let's quickly dismantle this one. Item A says, state two conditions that are necessary for an object to remain in equilibrium. Number one, we said the net moment must be 0. Number two, we said the net force must be 0. This is a very popular question at IGCSE level. Now let's deal with the B. B says, show that the weight of the bag is 281 newtons. They have said it's kept in equilibrium, meaning it's in equilibrium. Therefore, the net moment is 0. The sum of clockwise moments is equal to the sum of anti-clockwise moments. So we need to identify clockwise moments. The girl with respect to the pivot is providing clockwise moments. The bag's weight is providing anti-clockwise moments. It causes a rotation in the anti-clockwise. The boy is also providing anti-clockwise moments. So we are going to say sum of clockwise moments is equal to sum of anti-clockwise moments. Sum of clockwise moments is equals to sum of anti-clockwise moments. We just have one force providing clockwise moments. So we will say force 1 times distance 1 is equal to force 2 times distance 2 plus force 3 times distance 3. Because these two are working together to balance the girl. This being done, the next thing is substitution. Force 1, distance 1 clockwise is 300 for the girl. 300 newtons times her distance, which is 3.0 meters, is equals to, for the anti-clockwise moments, we will say the weight of the bag times its distance from the pivot, 0.8, plus the weight of the boy, which is 450 newtons, times his distance from the pivot, 1.5. These are balancing the girl. So the moment due to the girl is 900 Newton meters is equals to 0.8 W plus 450 by 1.5, it's 675 Newton meters. So we take 675 to the other side since they are like terms. So we are going to say 900 Newton meters minus 675 Newton meters is equal to 0.8 W. What do we get? 900 minus 675, we get 225. So we will have 225 Newton meters is equals to 0.8 meters times W. Divide by 0.8 meters. Divide by 0.8 meters. This will cancel. We remain with W is equals to 281.3. They said show that it's 281. So this is approximately equal to 281. Let me leave you with this practice question. Answer it. Comment your answer in the comment section until we meet again as we conclude the topic on moments.